Show you how to do one of these letters, all of the steps, and then of course you will apply the same techniques to the one to your entire word. And just remember, the word you choose needs to be at least 6 letters long. Get our type tool, type out my letter A here, make it larger. I'm just going to hold my Shift Alt or Option button to make it larger. I'm going to give it color other than black real quick, just a gray. And then we want to go to Effect, 3D and Materials, and we're going to do Classic, and we want to do Extrude and Bevel. And give it a good wide extrude depth, right? This is not enough. Give it at least an extrude depth of about this much. So I'm going to hit OK there. And then we want to go to Object, Expand Appearance. And then we want to right click on it and ungroup until the ungroup option is no longer available. It might take 2 or 3 times. And now, one last thing, as you can see when we zoom in here, we have like these gradient of vectors. We don't want a gradient of vectors here. We just want one single solid color like we have here or on the front of it. So click here, click on one of these gradients. Don't click on multiple. We're going to have to do these one at a time. So click on one and then right click on it. Illustrator has created a clipping mask. We need to release that clipping mask. Then we need to go to our Pathfinder panel, and we're going to unite all of these little vectors into one single vector. Pathfinder, unite, and do that for each section of a gradient that you see where there's all these little vectors. So right click on it, release clipping mask, and unite. That one's okay. It looks like that was it for this one. Okay, now we want to add select everything, and we're going to add a stroke to it. So click your stroke, add a black stroke. You could do a color stroke if you want. I recommend a black. Increase the stroke weight, and then before you unselect everything, go to Window and go to your stroke down here. You can't really see it. Let's see if we find an area. If I had chose what you might see is something like this, where you have these sharp edges crossing each other, and that's because we have a limit of 10 set on our stroke. So put yours down to 1, and that will fix that. Okay, now you can decide on your colors. Select the face. You can, what I recommend doing first, as you can see I've done over here, select a swatch of colors that you like, because you're going to be changing colors a lot. So just get your rectangle tool out to the side here. No stroke, don't put a stroke on it. And just start selecting some colors that you think you might like. And then hold your Alt or Option key, drag. You can hold Shift to drag out in a straight line. And then another color you might like. Alt or Option, or hold your Alt or Option plus Shift and choose another color around here. So I'll do these 3 colors. And then from here, all you need to do is select that, then go to your eyedropper tool, looks like this, or I on your keyboard, and select that color. And if it gets rid of the stroke, so actually I was wrong. You are going to want to put a stroke on these. So go ahead and put a stroke of, I think maybe 5. Let's see what stroke we have here, 6. So on these, let's just put a 6, because the eyedropper tool is going to suck up the stroke weight as well and apply it to it. So there we go. Set your colors here. Maybe blue in there. You're going to select these individually. That. Blue there. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to get another color. Let's do an orange. maybe it, nah, let's go with orange. There we go. Apply orange to some of these areas. And then, let's see, blue. Let's go with blue. And then zoom in on this area. Do hot pink again. Okay, so these are the colors I have for this. I'm going to choose actually brighter yellow. All right. So we got our color choices here. Next thing we want to do is, for the sake of this, one of the things you need to do is create these areas of shadow. So let's pretend, I got another letter here. We'll do 2 A's. Zoom in. All right. So I will select this A, and everything should be expanded. Might have to expand it again because of the strokes. So if you want, you can just select everything. Object, expand, fill in the stroke. And now, just as we did on the character vectors when we were creating the shadows, go ahead and get your knife tool out and create some shadow areas. So right here, there's going to be a shadow. Make sure to cut all the way through. Select that and make it a solid black. Oh, looks like I didn't cut all the way through. Let's try that again. There we go. Oh boy, what's happening? Okay, so ungroup. Oh, and actually I forgot a step. So let's ungroup this. After we expanded it, it grouped everything again. So I'm just going to select everything. And okay, it's ungrouped. Now the first thing we want to do is actually Command-C, copy this. We'll do that at another time actually. So I'm going to select this, go back to my knife tool, and this time cut all the way through. And then click off to deselect, and click there. And let's do that again. So there we go. Just had to ungroup it. So wherever there might be some shadow areas, maybe right here, I'll cut through that. There we go. Creating some shadow areas there. So that's how you do the shadow areas. And then similar, we're going to do kind of the same thing for our glare. So think of how you want to do your glares. I would keep them all in the same direction relatively. And you're going to use your knife tool. And you're going to create more than one, and in many places on your type. So cut right through that way, cut right through, and if you mess up, just Command-Z, get another cut. There we go. Make sure it's ungrouped. Right click, click off, and then click back on. Now I'm going to need my gradient panel out because we're going to add a gradient here. And actually, you know what? I forgot a step. Let me Command-Z. Before we make this cut, I need to, again, ungroup everything. Click off, and I need to click on just this yellow front here. Command-C, copy it, and Command-F to paste it in front. And that actually really matters for the effect that we're going to do with our gradient. It's going to go from white to white, but zero opacity white. And if we cut into this front shape here, without having copied it twice, then we would see the white background rather than this yellow color again. So let me show you here what I mean. So now I'll select this and do my cut. There's one. There's another. Click off, select that. Let's click here to add our gradient. But I want this first one to be white, and I want the second one to be white too. So I'll double click there, select white, but I want the opacity of it to be 0. There we go. And now I just need to get my gradient tool and redraw out my gradient. See if that's about how I want it, which I think it is. And you know what? You might want to change it to a darker color. So I recommend when you're doing this, I selected yellow. I recommend doing maybe a darker color so these gradients might show a little bit better. But that's what you're going to do. So here in this face, we'll probably do another cut with the knife. Maybe one there and there. Select both of these. And now I can just go to my eyedropper tool and select that. And I just need to redraw out my gradient. You know what? Let's select both of these and group them. Sorry, not group them, but go to Object, Compound Path, Make. There we go. Now we can apply a single gradient across both of these. Maybe extend this white a little bit further down. So there's another one there. Now I'm going to select this, make sure I ungroup everything. Ungroup. So I'm going to do one here on the top. Ungroup. Select my blue, copy the blue, and then Command F, paste it directly in front. Get my knife tool out again. And let's do something a little bit more fun. Maybe something like this. There we go. Get my eyedropper tool out, select that, go to my gradient tool and change the direction that it's going. Come on now. There we go. There we go. And if you don't like it, just Command Z. You can either Command Z or just delete it, and then just make sure to delete these two segments as well. Then copy that first one again, and then Command F, paste it in front, give it another try. Maybe this time I'll do it like this. There we go. Okay. You know what? I'd probably redo that one again. You might need to do it a few times until you get the look right, and it doesn't matter to get it right. So I think we'll just stick with this one this time. So you're going to have to think about where to put all of these. Do it here as well, right? So we'll select this one. Make sure it's, and this one and this one. Let's go ahead and ungroup these. Get our knife tool. Cut straight through it. Oh, don't forget. See, I'm already forgetting. Before you do that, Command Copy, Command F, paste. Go to the blue, Command C, Command F, paste it in front, Command C, Command F, paste it in front. Hold Shift, select them all again, go to my knife tool, and let's do that cut again. Select both of these, hold my Shift button, and what we want to do is, because I'm selecting more than one vector here, because I cut into individual shapes, now when I click, I want to select all three of them and again make them into a compound path so that I can apply a single vector over them. So get my eyedropper tool. Oh, I selected just want that shape. Looks like I forgot to ungroup it here, so let's go to ungroup. Just select that. This one needs to be ungrouped. Ungrouping is important. So let's make sure, okay, that's ungrouped, ungrouped. There we go. Now select each one of these. Object, compound path, make, and let's apply our white gradient across it and put it in the correct direction. Something like that. Maybe lower the white a little bit. There we go. And then do the same thing. You know what? I'm going to delete this. I just don't like it. I want to do it right for you guys. Command F, Command C, Command F. I think instead of that way, what we need to do is maybe something like this. There we go. And then select this part of the letter, ungroup. Select it again, Command copy, Command C, and then Command F, paste it directly in front. Go to my knife tool, cut, cut. Select it, eyedropper, go to a gradient I've already made, then go back to my gradient tool and make sure it's going in the right direction. Like so. Okay, and I would probably put one here as well. Is it already ungrouped? Ungroup, ungroup. Ah. There we go. Command C, Command F, and then cut into it here. It's having a little bit of trouble with this one. Okay, I won't take the time. The cut's there. Illustrator's having a little bit of trouble registering it. You get the idea of what to do and how to proceed. Then the final thing to do on your letters is are these little starburst wherever you have these shines at, or these gradient highlights. You're going to use your star tool for that. Just go to your star tool and click and drag out a star. Let me show you. So you're going to see, maybe something like this. It'll probably have 5 sides to it. But in order to increase the sides, you just click, drag it out, and then you can press the up arrow to increase the amount of sides, or the down arrow. So something like 6, 7 sides, and hold your command key to drag out the points longer in order to make them sharper and more narrow. And then you just go to your selection tool and make it smaller. fill it with white. So now you got your starburst, and you can put these in strategic places. Let's go ahead and draw out our square background. You're going to have about an inch, half an inch of a border. You can just do something like that. Might as well do dark purple again. I'm going to right click on it, arrange, send it to the back. So there's one starburst. Command and copy it. Maybe put another one right here, a little bit smaller. Vary their sizes. Copy. There's another one. Maybe put one here. Copy again. Maybe another one here. Copy again. Probably put one right here. Make it a little bit smaller. And that's the process. I'd probably go back through and try and do this over again. Probably make it just straight across there, the top. But you are going to do that to every single letter, and then you're going to create your background. And that is all.